The first preseason game for the Las Vegas Raiders is in the books, and I mean, we got some thoughts. Overall, a 24-23 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. I'm kind of conflicted because my Raiders lost, but at the same time, like JJ McCarthy looks good. I don't know. Like this one's a weird for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but overall, everybody's got their own edition of winners and losers after these games. Again, whether it's winners and losers, risers and fallers, ours is standouts and fizzouts. Standouts because players that stood out, and fizzouts because pop. That's right. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and it deserves to replace all water. It needs to. Needs to replace all water. Let us know what kind of pop you guys drink down in the comment section down below. Is it Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Diet Dr. Thunder for those of you that struggled like we did back in the day? But overall, let us know what kind you drink. It's gonna be a heavy pop night tonight. Maybe a little something else night after today's game. But overall, list of standouts, and it starts with Aiden O'Connell, where he started out the game going up against the Vikings' first defense, and I got to tell you, I felt like he did a very, very good job. I would argue that I still would go with Aiden O'Connell over Gardner Minshew. Let me explain. So Aiden O'Connell went 7 of 9 for 76 yards against the Vikings' first-team defense. Okay, and he was good about getting out of the huddle. He was spreading the ball around. He was making plays when he had to, and like he did a fantastic job of running this offense and put him into a position to score and all that stuff. Also, Gardner Minshew. So obviously he played well, 6 of 12 for 117 yards and a touchdown. However, a lot of this was against the Vikings twos. Like, let's be real about it. Like, I understand that numbers-wise he was better than Aiden O'Connell, but Aiden O'Connell, I think, got more of an accurate representation of what the Vikings' first-team defense is going to look like. So I'll give it to Gardner Minshew. He played well, but overall, I think that there is a case to be made that technically Aiden O'Connell balled out more than Gardner Minshew did, at least for now. Jacoby Myers, honestly, I'm so excited, and of course the Raiders offense did this without Devontae Adams. But I mean, Jacoby Myers is a stud, 3 catches, right? Basically, I think it all came on that first or second drive. But pretty much all of them came on that first drive. 3 catches, 45 yards. He's an absolute stud. He's going to have a big time year with the Raiders. I'm predicting a 1,000-yard season for him. Also, Brock Bowers, we knew he was a playmaker. A couple of those catches he had, it's just. Oh, I'm so excited. 2 for 25 for Brock Bowers, largely in that first drive there again, or at least in the first quarter. Also, Jack Jones, that interception he had on J.J. McCarthy, I love Jack Jones, this defense, at least this first-team defense. They absolutely got after it. We'll get into the defense here a little bit later on as well. So, yes, they absolutely got after it. Trey Tucker, 2 for 73 was Trey Tucker. Him and Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, he's that deep threat. The question was, is he going to catch the ball? He did a fantastic job of that, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. Wide receiver DJ Turner, I feel like I'm just naming off all the wide receivers at this point. Caught a touchdown from Gardner Minshew. Also had 2 for 23 on the day, and it was just a really good pitch and catch from those two. So honestly, I think he's going to continue to carve out a role for himself as that 4 or 5 wide receiver, whatever it is. But yeah, he definitely deserves a lot of credit. Cornerback Sam Webb had a lot of great special teams play. He had a huge lick earlier in the game that really set the tone for special teams. Wide receiver Jalen Guyton, so finished the day with a total of I'm actually kind of getting off track here, but Jalen Guyton, 1 for 24. Had that really nice catch down. That's right. I apologize. I remember now. Had that really nice catch in the second quarter that was really giving the Raiders offense a lot of momentum. Made some plays there, blocking as well. Linebacker Amari Burney. So getting to the defense, again, this first team defense balled out. I was very encouraged. I think that they're going to continue to make plays, and this defense is going to be straight up nasty. It's going to be nasty. But Amari Burney, he made a couple of nice run and play fits, including a couple tackles for losses there early on. I think he's going to deserve a lot of time, or at least a look here and moving forward. Running back Zamir White finished the day leading the team 6 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. He's going to be the feature back. He's going to be the number 1 running back. We understand all of that, but he went out there and did his thing. Ron Stone Jr., the defensive end, had a couple of pass breakups or pass tips, at the line of scrimmage. You love to see it. I think he is going to be one of those guys that, he's fighting for a roster spot, but you love to see him getting his hands up in the air and making plays and all that kind of stuff. After Ron Stone Jr. goes, Amari Gaynor had his hand up there late in the game, was also making plays in the run game and was pretty solid in coverage as well. So Amari Gaynor, good job to you. And then Trayvon Moehrig was all over the place as that safety, led the Raiders with 6 total tackles. Now, usually when a safety leads you in tackles, it's not good. usually not good. But the reason he led the Raiders in tackles was mainly because he was just making plays in the secondary. You love to see it. He's going to have a fantastic fourth year here and make a case to get extended. And first team defense, but those first team defensive lines, like, I know you didn't register a sack on the Vikings, but you were setting the tone up front in terms of the running game. It was tough for them to get things going, and I'm really encouraged by this defensive line because they were stuffing running plays. They were putting pressure on Sam Darnold there early in the game, and J.J. McCarthy and that second team offensive line and weapons for the Vikings couldn't get anything going. So really excited about how this first defense looked, including the first defensive lines. It's going to be a lot of fun. Now for the fizz-outs. So Luke Masterson possibly made the most, I don't even know what he was reading on the play where Kenny Nwangu had that, like a 48-yard touchdown run. Like, he had to basically cover two gaps. He could cover the B gap here or the B gap here, and he chose for some reason to get sandwiched in the A gap when he had, like, it was literally a wide open lane that he could have gotten Kenny Nwangu. I don't know what was happening there. Maybe it wasn't necessarily his run fit and it was the corner, but all I know is that Masterson probably should have made that play. Like, I'm just being real. And, this is a crowded linebacker room. Amari Burney looked really good today. Plus, Robert Spillane's in. Tommy Eichenberg, I'm excited to see what he's going to look like in the preseason. Like, Luke Masterson, you can't have mistakes like this when the competition is this high. DJ Glaze allowed that sack from Bo Richter, basically made Bo Richter look like he was an all-pro, a UDFA coming up. And don't get me wrong, I think DJ Glaze could be a fantastic right tackle. Let me repeat that. I think DJ Glaze can make a fantastic right tackle, not left tackle. I mean, it's very tough for, on the left side of things for a guy that mainly played, or I know he played both at Maryland, but at the end of the day, guy's a right tackle, just stop. Okay, but allowed that sack for Bo Richter. MJ Devonshire allowed that Tristan Jackson touchdown where it was like, I think he got kind of fooled with the play action a little bit from earlier in the drive and everything, and I think he just got beat on the outside. Didn't look good there. Corey Luciano allowed a couple of sacks to Levi Drake Rodriguez as well as Bo Richter, and you're going against the second team D-line, you got to win those reps. You just got to win those reps. Brandon Faceson allowed that touchdown to Trent Sherfield. Like, again, I think he got sucked up. That's what the Vikings did really good in the second half, was getting more of that play action, and Trent Sherfield made him pay. And then you also saw the second and third team O-line. Like, oh boy, whether it was penalties, whether it was the running game, whether it was pass blocking, not good. Like, not good in any facet. And I think, oh boy, we got to get back to the drawing board on this one. Like, it's just find a way to get better. Like, obviously this is teach tape. This is the first preseason game. We understand all of that. But for some of these guys that are trying to make the roster, there is no excuse. There is no excuse. Also, the timeouts at the end of the game. What are we doing? Like, let the Vikings put some pressure on themselves to lose the game. Like, if we're talking, I understand this is a preseason game. So, but at the end of the day, like, this is a preseason game. We're trying to mimic some live reps here. So why would you give the Vikings all that time? Like, I know you're probably trying to save yourself some time at the end of the game, but I don't know. It was just a little bit questionable on me. Also, penalties. Again, I know we touched on it with the offensive line, but the Raiders had more penalties than the Vikings, 5-4 for 35, and a lot of small things to clean up. But overall, I was very encouraged by the performances of quarterbacks Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. This offense, I think, can do enough to make this team look special because the defense is there. Not worried about it at all, to be honest with you. But offense has to make plays. It did that today. And some of these depth guys, I think, are still going to make some pushes and everything. But overall, a lot to take away from this game. And I'm excited, but we got some things to clean up. Absolutely. And like I said, hey, this is the first game. This is our first edition of Standouts and Fizzouts for our first game of the season. Let us know what you guys think. Hey, pop needs to replace all weather. Let's start a petition or something like that. Let me know in the comment section what kind of pop you guys drink. Is it Coke, that Diet Dr. Pepper, that Mountain Dew? Is it the Diet Dr. Thunder? Because those of you that struggled like us back in the day, what kind of pop is it? Make sure you guys put it in the comment section down below and let us know what you guys think about the Raiders game against the Vikings. And we'll see you on the next video.